Good morning, New York Mets Nation, and welcome to the Bat Cave. I'm your host, the Bat Fry, Kenny Fry. Hope Day! What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's doing well. It's a hump day. World Series is set. The Phillies lose. Everything's all right in Blue and Orange Nation. The Astros lose, so if you're an Astros hater, which I don't give a shit, I'm not a big, I don't like the Astros either way, so that doesn't matter to me at all, but they're out too, so that's A-okay in my book. I feel like we're probably not streaming on the Facebook today. I think we received a couple-day ban here, so we'll be back, I guess, in a few days. I don't know for what the petty ass reason is, but I'm sure it's petty. I'm sure it's nonsensical, and but it is what it is. And it's BS that somebody has to take it upon themselves to report something that's not even an issue. It's because they get butthurt over a view or an opinion or a comment through social media that a host may or may not have put out there. It's stupid. If you can't take a comment or it butt hurts you that bad, a comment butt hurts you that bad that you got to go run into Facebook and report to Facebook, that's just BS. That's BS. And there's other words I'd like to use for that, but I don't want to get banned on other shows or other streaming services or other social media platforms or whatever. But yeah, so out of the box, Facebook. So I guess it'll be a couple days. I think probably back tomorrow or the next day or whatever. So when I do Silver and Black Lair Friday 10 a.m. So I'm sure I'll be back on Facebook by then. Out of the box sports, but I'm not banned from Facebook. I didn't do anything that I know of anyway. But if you're one of those people that get butthurt over a view or an opinion on a podcast or through social media, on a page or whatever, grow up, get a life. It's ridiculous. We got a comment here. There we go. The lovely, wonderful, number one fan, Eileen. Whoop, whoop. Kick it off. Hump Day with the Bat Fry. Whoop. That's not a bat noise. That was just me going. Whoop. So that's a bat, though. You ever see the movie Batman Returns? Danny DeVito's the Penguin. He goes like that with his little flippers. I always thought that was cool. So whatever. Anyway, the World Series. Thank you for checking out the show, Aileen, and commenting and sharing the show and stuff like that. I see you sharing that on the old Twitter box or X or whatever the hell we're going to call it nowadays. So we got the World Series set here. We got the Texas Rangers versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. So I'll tell you, looking back way back when I was doing a division by division breakdown. I think it was back in February. I might have started. I think I did it February and March. I wrapped it up, but each week I was doing a different division. I might have been doing it before that. I don't remember. But I was doing a division by division breakdown. And so when it came to the AL West, I said the Texas Rangers. I think I had them finishing. I feel like I had them finishing second or third. But I said if they can perform the way that they're built to perform, because they have a really good roster. They underperformed the year before. They made some moves in the offseason. This is before Jacob deGrom got hurt again. But they also had some pitchers, that underperformed the year before as well. That led to them, they weren't in last, but I think they're near the bottom of the league, near the bottom of at least the AL West anyway. But I said if they perform the way that they're supposed to perform, they'll be in contention. And they were all season. They had the AL West lead for most of the season, to be honest with you. Then the Astros kicked it up, and Seattle, who kind of started off slow, they were able to get kick started and push forward. And I think all three of those teams are kind of going back and forth with first place in the AL West. I know, like I said, the Rangers had it for a long time. I believe Seattle took it from them, and then Houston took it back, and I think Texas took it back. Seattle dropped off a little bit, and when it came down to it, Houston and the Rangers finished tied for the lead in the AL West, and that, I guess there was a tiebreaker, and that led to the Astros taking the division and the Rangers going in as a wild card. So I think they end up having 90 wins this season. That's a pretty good season. That's not a bad season. Coming in as a wild card, that's why it's there, to get teams that are good into the playoff mix, keeping more fan bases interested, which seems to work out pretty well. The last couple seasons they've had this wild card, and not the one-off wild card game. I like the series that they have, the 3-game series. I'm cool with that. I think 3 games is enough for a wild card, like a regular series. It doesn't need to be 5 or 7 or anything like that. But 3 games, I didn't like the 1-game playoff they used to have for the wild card. I like the 3-game set. Anyway, so they were able to get in, and here we are now. They made a run. I can't think of who they beat to get here right now off the top of my head. I didn't take any notes today. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wing it today. Just kind of go off the cuff and see how I do. Real quick here, I'm pulling it up as we speak. The Texas Rangers. So they obviously just went through the Astros, but okay, they went through the Tampa Bay Rays, who had the best record for the longest time in the American League before being overtaken by the Orioles. That really quick start, good start. The Rangers went in and swept their asses, 4-0, 7-1. Great pitching, timely hitting. Awesome. Well, and they're able to move on from there. And of course, they get the best team in baseball, record-wise, the Baltimore Orioles. And to be honest with you, I felt a little bit nervous about the Rangers and Orioles because at the beginning of the playoffs, I said I like the Rangers going to the World Series. I thought that they had it this year. Like I said, really good roster, good lineup, good pitching, and everything seemed to be clicking. But I was a little bit nervous about the Orioles because they played so well all season. A really young team, inexperienced, but still, playing so well all season. I just, a little bit nervous. And but they're able to take care of business against the Orioles. I think they swept them. They swept the Orioles in a 5-game series, 3-2, 11-8, 7-1. Not much you can say about that. The offense was there when they needed it. The pitching was there when they needed it. The bullpen was there when they needed it. Then they went to play the Astros. Started off like a bat out of hell against the Astros. Win the first 2 games there in Houston. The one thing about the Astros I mentioned on the podcast was, Houston played much better during the season on the road. Much better record on the road than they were at home this season. So, you kind of knew, okay, the Rangers win the first 2 in Houston. Let's see what they do when Houston has to come to them, a better road team and stuff. Well, Houston took it to them. And we're able to take all 3 in Texas. So now they go back to Houston, where Houston's been struggling, and Houston continued to struggle. So it's insane that series, that 7-game series, came down to every team winning road games. Not one of those teams. The Rangers didn't win a home game. The Astros didn't win a home game. It's absolutely amazing. Home field advantage. What does that mean? I guess they're both in Texas, but still. There is still a home field advantage. You're used to your stadium, the backdrops, the corners and stuff like that in the outfield, just stuff like that. You're used to it. But yeah, kudos to the Rangers. Max Scherzer is still a dickhead, in my opinion. He goes out there. What did he pitch? I think game 4 in Houston, or no, game 3 in Houston. I think it was, or no, it was 3 or 4 in Texas. he ended up pitching and he got lit up, which I was cool. He kind of you seen that one coming my way. He didn't pitch since the middle of August, and they put him out there and he just gets lit up. I mean, I don't know what they expected to happen, but what game was that? Yeah, this is the. Yeah, it was game 3. So it was game 3 in Houston. They had him start, and he didn't do very well. He didn't last very long. He got lit up. 4 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, only 63 pitches. They're knocking him around. It was a lot like watching him pitch for the Mets last season in the playoffs. That's what it felt like, really, to be honest with you. And I'm surprised they let him start again. They brought him back for game 7. He pitched, I think it was 2 2/3. Gave up a couple runs before he had the quick hook on him, which I thought. And to be honest with you, I thought he wasn't pitching all that bad. Houston was hitting him hard. Houston's a really good offensive team, and they're coming in pretty hot. So they're hitting him pretty hard. So smart move, pulling him out by Bruce Bochy. Get him out early. And go through your bullpen, and the bullpen pitched very good. So that's the Texas Rangers. Adolis Garcia, star pretty much. He was fantastic throughout the series. He'd have I think it was game 6, 4 strikeouts, and then his 5th at bat he hits a bomb. So I mean, insane. But it was a good series. I mean, it's rivals, division rivals, is a really good series. Corey Seager, he played very well. Trevor Simeon, or not Trevor, Mark Simeon, he struggled throughout the series. So they're really going to need him to step up in the World Series against the Diamondbacks, because it's going to be an effort 1 through 9, that batting order to try to touch up this Arizona Diamondbacks pitching staff, which is a pretty decent pitching staff. Doesn't get a whole lot of credit, I feel like, anyway. Like that I can tell. Arizona Diamondbacks period don't get a lot of credit. They come in at 84 wins, barely get in there, by the skin of their teeth, and here we are now. It's something I preach all the time. Just make it into the tournament, I say. Make it into the tournament. Everybody's 0-0. Just make it in. Doesn't matter if you're the 1 seed or the 6 seed. You make it in. Everybody has the same chances. So Adolis Garcia had a huge game in Game 7. What the heck was he? 4 for 5, a couple bombs, 5 RBI. Awesome. Great job by him. Former Met Travis Jankowski got in a little bit during the World Series, or during the ALCS. So it was good to see him. I really like Travis Jankowski. Not that he was going to be some sort of superstar for the Mets or anything like that, but he wasn't a terrible defensive player. Had some speed, not a great bat, so kind of just dumped him. We got a comment here. Yuki Matsui, hello, how are you? You said you'd be coming. Welcome to the show, Yuki Matsui. I can't wait to see what it is next week. So that's my thoughts on the Rangers winning. They look at the Diamondbacks. So as a Mets fan, I have a couple different feelings on this with the Phillies losing. And so as a Mets fan, I think it's hilarious the Phillies lost. I think it's really funny. They talk all that shit. laugh at us, oh, you spent all that money, $500 million on a roster and you can't even make the playoffs and blah, blah, blah. Let's be real here. The Phillies spent a lot of money, as well. So it's not like, they of course they didn't spend, the money that the Mets did, but still, Phillies, they've, they're not, some small market team that's not spending money. They spent a lot of money to build that roster as well. And if they're constructing that roster today, they would be spending $500 million, no doubt. So I think it's funny that they lost. I posted on the Twitter, instead of bedlam at the bank, it's bedtime at the bank now. # bedtime at the bank. Because home field advantage. Bedlam at the bank. Nobody can win in Philly. It's so loud. The atmosphere. Blah blah blah. Which it is. I get it. So that's the Mets fan of me. The Pennsylvania guy in me. I was kind of bummed. I seen the Phillies lose. I have a lot of friends that are Phillies fans. A lot of people I like are Phillies fans, and I know that they're bummed today. They're hurting. They're upset that the Phillies lost. And I feel bad for him. I do. So I really do. My daughter's a Phillies fan. She was a little bit bummed this morning. I feel bad for her. Philly fans, throughout this podcasting network here, through our little group chat that we have, the Philly fans, I feel bad for them. I really do. 100% honest. This isn't New York Met fan Bat Fry. This is Ken Fry. Fellow Pennsylvanian or wherever you're from and you're a Phillies fan, I do feel bad for most of you, for almost all of you. So there's that. And then there's I forgot where I was going with that. Yeah. Well, anyway. So I don't feel bad as a Mets fan. I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. You have Bryce Harper going like this after he hits another solo home run. Let's talk about the solo home runs for the Phillies. They hit all these home runs, home runs, places going nuts, home runs. And a lot of solo shots there. And I do believe I mentioned it last week, a lot of home runs, but, a lot of those home runs are solo. It's home run's nice, but it's a lot nicer when there's men on base. So that came back and bit them in the ass. Their big bats went cold. They're big money guys. You talk about the Mets and their money, that they spent, not performing. Well, here you go. Bryce Harper, last couple games of the series, not performing. Trey Turner, in big spots, not performing. Alec Boehm, I don't think he's a big money guy right now, but not performing. Castellanos, not performing. JT, big spots, not performing. So, I think the biggest thing that hurt them last night, it's not the only thing, but having bases loaded and having Rojas up and nobody to go to on the bench. Just keep him in there because of his defense. Bases are loaded, man. Defense or not, it's go time. In my opinion, you got to pinch hit for Rojas there. He's hitting under 100. You got to put somebody else in there. Defense or not, I don't care. Defense is great, but at a spot like that, bases loaded, I get it. There's 2 outs, maybe 1 out. They pinch hit him, but 2 outs. They still should have pinched hit for him. And I don't think they had a viable option on the bench either. They had what's his name, Cake or something like that, or I don't know what the hell it was. And I don't remember who the other guy was, but yeah, it's a shame. And it's funny. That's where I'm at. I'm split down the middle with it. It is what it is. I don't like seeing my friends hurting over their sports teams losing because I know how that feels. I've been let down by the Mets, in the World Series or in the playoffs and stuff, and other sports teams. The LA Kings, I'm a Kings fan, hockey and stuff. I know it's getting let down in the playoffs. The Raiders, I don't even want to talk about the Raiders right now. All right, so let's we've got a couple more comments. Yuki Matsui here. I'm going to keep this name for a while. I might change it to Angry Mets fan if we don't sign Matasoto. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know if I can say that. Matasoto Obeli Tani. Matasoto Obeli Tani. That sounds made up. At least the belly part. That's not a name I have heard. Bob Melvin's departure from the Padres to join the Giants. Do you believe this move signifies that the Padres are in the process of selling their team? I don't know. So I was kind of surprised by Melvin moving on from the Padres and going up to coast, basically to the Giants, because I thought they were keeping the staff intact. I heard that's after the season, because there's a lot of rumors that Bob Melvin was going to be fired or let go or whatever you want to call it, and then there was a release saying that they're keeping the staff intact. So I don't know if Bob Melvin just said, I don't want to stay, or they said, hey, Bob, this is how it's going to go. If you don't like it, leave. And then he left. I don't know. I don't know exactly 100% what happened. Now, with selling the team, I didn't know they were looking to sell the team. I didn't realize that. I know the Angels were, and then I thought the owner pulled back from that. But I didn't realize the Padres were also looking to sell their team. It makes me kind of wish I hit that Powerball for a couple $1 billion. Buy me a Major League Baseball team or something, or at least part of it. That'd be pretty sweet. Now, just imagine that, owning like a team, a sporting team. Maybe not a team that that's your favorite team, but just owning a team. That'd be pretty sweet. But it costs you a lot of money. Even just to be like, I don't want to say, you want some sort of say. It's so maybe not like a minority owner, but like, an owner that has some sort of say. Not some dude that owns like, a 0.5% or 1% of the team. That's, whatever. That's no fun. You want to be able to go to the board meeting saying, hey, we need a relief pitcher here. We need to work on the bullpen or something like that. Yuki Matsui. I love it. Fantastic. So the Diamondbacks. I look at the Diamondbacks. What can you say? Good pitching when they needed it. They didn't panic after getting their balls busted 10-0. They took a deep breath, stepped back, were able to win game. What did they win? Was it game 3? They won. I think they won game 3. I think they won game 4. Phillies won game 5, and Arizona came back to the bank and won 6 and 7. So yeah, it was they didn't panic. A young team like that, which is really surprising. A really surprising young team like that, not panicking, able to keep it together, saying, hey, it's a 7-game series. We don't have to win 4 games, in one day. We got a whole series to go yet. Stay cool, stay collected, and they're finally able to get to Nola, knocking Kimbrel around a good bit. Which led to a lot of hate from Phillies fans, which is, again, I find funny because it's a former Brave pitching for the Phillies. I hope he ends up with the Yankees, so Eileen can cheer for him. What the hell? I could tell. I can't think of his name right now. Could tell. Ketel Marte, fantastic series for the Diamondbacks, a leadoff hitter, a freaking rookie. What the hell? Fuck it. I'm so bad with names. This is ridiculous. This is why I take notes, because I cannot remember shit. Corbin Carroll, Jesus Christ. Corbin Carroll, really good series. He kind of started off a little bit sluggish, but the last couple games, I thought he hit really, really well. Very fast, and so you can see the Diamondbacks really taking advantage of the Phillies on the bases. Started stealing a lot of bases the last couple games. JT is one of the best catchers in the league, and they really took it to him. So that was a huge part of the game. And, not relying on the home run, playing small ball, moving guys over, moving runners over, and just, getting base hits. That's what they did. Occasionally they'd get a bomb or two, but congratulations to them. The starting pitching pitched well. The rookie pitcher, was it Fott? Fott. He pitched well a couple games that he had to pitch. And for the Phillies, Ranger Suarez, I thought he pitched really well. Throughout the whole playoffs. They always had a short hook on him, but each time, he was out there. I thought he pitched really well. Zach Wheeler pitched really well. Congratulations to the Phillies on a really good season, and that's the Pennsylvania in me. The Mets in me says, suckers, losers. Good for yous. But the Pennsylvania me, the dad that has a daughter that likes the Phillies. Sorry, guys. Next year. But not the Mets fan of me. You guys suck ass. That's what I got right now. I'm two-faced right now. I got both sides going. Yes, Eileen. LOL me. It's hard, Eileen. I mean, it's I don't know. You're probably laughing maybe because of Kimbrel and with the Yankees, but it's hard living where I live. Not too far from Philly. Probably like, I don't know, 90, 95 miles or whatever. And most of my friends and family are Philly fans. I mean, what are you going to do? I feel bad for them. They're hyped up about this. Their team was coasting through the playoffs. Hitting home runs and staring down people and, cutthroat. Bryce Harper saying, game 2 when he hit that one home run, he goes like this, basically saying Diamondbacks are done. Then you watch last night, at Citizens Bank Ballpark, they planted the flag there on the field. Diamondbacks own Citizens Bank Ballpark now. And I don't know the players, their names or not. I like by looking at them. But then you had the one player, do the Bryce Harper cutthroat. You got to come and you want to celebrate like that, running around the bases. You got to be able to take it when you lose. So we'll see how that goes over. It's the same thing with the Rangers Astros. I mean, there was Adolis Garcia when he hit. I don't know what game it was. He hit that big home run, which ended up getting him unintentionally hit. I think it was the next game or whatever. But he hit that one home run. He really watched it a long time, big bat flip, or I think he might have slammed it down. I don't remember. Nice slow jog around the bases, a little dance before home plate, stomps down on it and stuff like that. Well, there was an uproar. I don't know how many videos I've seen of Astro fans, despicable and, act like you've been there before, blah, blah, blah. But then when I watch Yordan Alvarez, crank, a big home run, he'll stand there, watch it go out. He won't have the dramatic bat flip or nothing like that. But still, I mean, what's the difference? There is no difference. You can't have your cake and eat it too, which is what, the point of having cake is eating it, but that's the expression for some reason. And, a lot of that stuff reminds me of when I was a young teenager, I guess it would be, when Ken Griffey Jr. was getting really big. The big thing was, the old heads in baseball didn't like that Ken Griffey Jr. would wear his hat backwards. There was uproars about that, and then when he did a home run, he'd hit it and he'd take, the first 6, 7, 10 steps would be a walk watching it. And so that was an uproar, so now you fast forward to present day, it's a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more, cinematic almost, it's more dramatic basically. They'll stand there and watch it and, flip the bat up real high or slam the bat down. We've seen Phillies, do that, in the past. What is it, the Rhys Hoskins bat slam, which was fantastic. I loved it, actually. I loved it. I'm all for celebrations. And, Dulce Garcia does it, and the Astros fans don't like it. But Yordan Alvarez does it. It's okay. They're like, oh, you got to be more like Jose Altuve. He hits a home run and he runs around the bases. Takes his no celebrating, nothing like that. Like he's been there before. All right, that's just who he is. That's I have no problem with it either way. To be 100% honest, we have no problem with it either way. And one of the things that really bugged me about the Phillies this year was their announcers, the radio guys. I think I can't think of their names. You had Kevin Stalker. Anderson's the one. I can't think of his first name right now, but he's the older guy. He's been there a long time doing it. But listen to them, piss and moan, a couple times during the season when some of you do a play to have a big play against the Phillies, a big hit, a big home run against the Phillies. Like, look at this. This is despicable. Look at the way he's acting, running around the bases, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know what? That this is today's game. This is today's game. And, this is how you're going to attract the youth to baseball, is stuff like that. I don't think they should be doing it when they are young like that because, it's more of a grown-up thing. Anyway, that's besides the point. It's not where I'm going with it. I don't even know where the hell I'm going with it, to be honest with you. But like I said, there's no notes today. I'm just shooting off the cuff. So this thing can go haywire anywhere. They're just shooting off shit everywhere. It's going. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. On the home run celebrations and stuff like that. Yeah, again, I don't know where the hell I was going with that. That was just kind of a thought that popped in my head. It's something I wanted to talk about, and I did. So, we got Matsui here. What is he going to say? Yuki Matsui, the Dubai Baseball League I spoke about last week, had their draft, and Bartolo Colon, Robinson Cano, Pablo Sandoval. That's the Kung Fu Panda. Join the league. I'm really surprised. I shouldn't say that. I feel like Bartolo Colon was just playing recently before he officially retired. Retired as a Met. They had a nice little celebration for him and stuff like that this past season. But I do believe he was still working out and playing down I don't know if it was like a Caribbean league or a Mexican league or something like that. So I'm not too surprised by that. Robinson Cano, he was just in the league last season, I think it was, or 2 seasons ago, not doing shit for the Mets and whoever else they released him, or I think they released him. I don't think they traded him, or maybe they did trade him. For some reason, I feel like he ended up with the Braves for a little bit, but he got knocked around a little bit because he just couldn't hit anymore. And Pablo Sandoval, I can't tell you the last time I heard that name or even know the last time he even played. I have no idea. The old Kung Fu Panda. So it's kind of funny. I was watching a video on that about I don't know if it's about the same thing that you're talking about, Eileen, but they're talking about the cheating scandal, which again, I don't give a shit about. Like back then, it bothered me. But whatever. I'm over it. I don't care anymore. But it still interests me enough where I like watching videos about it to see kind of where, the whole trash can banging thing and I don't know if it was a buzzer or something. But anyway, so there was the Altuve apparently was one of the guys that not use the trash can to cheat. They showed numbers, of guys that used that. The trash can would get banged for the most and, all the way down to the fewest. And Altuve by far was the fewest. And it showed some examples where he'd be in the box and you'd hear a bang of the trash can. The pitch would come in and he wouldn't swing and he'd just stare at the dugout. So, I mean, they use that as an example and saying that he wasn't part of the cheating scandal in that aspect. But then they said that, possibly the reason why he wasn't a part of the cheating scandal with the trash cans is because he was part of another part of the cheating scandal where he had a wire or something taped to his chest or something or other, and if it was, a certain pitch, it would buzz a certain amount of times or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I do remember, I think it was him hitting a home run and saying something to the effect of "Don't rip open my shirt." That's hard to say. Don't rip open my shirt. I think that was him. I kind of remember that a little bit. And you see pictures of a couple Astro players with wires taped to their chests. It's over now. I don't care. It's still interesting though. I still do think it's interesting. I still do like watching clips about it. How it was done and stuff. It is kind of interesting. It's intricate. I know one of the people I was kind of hoping the Mets would hire as manager, Carlos Beltran. He was a part of it. He benefited from it, and I feel like I thought I heard he was one of the people that kind of started it, but I could be wrong. Or it was his idea or something. I don't remember what it was exactly, but I think he had a bigger role in it than what than what some of the other Astros did. And I know Eileen's love for the Astros. It's never over. F the Astros. And I get that, with you being in American League, your team being in the American League and stuff, the Yankees, I get that 100%. If the Astros were still in the National League, if you remember the Astros were in the National League, if they were still in the National League and, the Mets were playing them in the NLCS and, they use that against the Mets, I would feel the same exact way, 100%. So I still get pissed over the Tuck rule. How long ago is that? 2001. So I still get pissed about that. So I understand 100%. I wasn't even alive for the immaculate deception. Franco Harris, illegally catching a ball, that may or may not have touched the ground. But anyway, I wasn't even alive for that, and it bothers me still. So I get it. Eileen. I get why, and I get why like Dodger fans would hate them and stuff. Because I think it was the Dodgers they beat in the World Series that year. I get that. I get all that. But as a Mets fan, that didn't really affect me either way. Doesn't bother me as much. Again, like I said, I'm still interested in it. I do think it was wrong. I don't have an issue with sign stealing per se. Like if you're on second base and you're able to see the catcher put up signs, I don't have a problem with that. If you're gonna touch your head, curveball, or you're brushing off, pretend dirt or whatever, it's a fastball. I don't have a problem with that. But when you're getting relayed information or whatever, and you're banging garbage cans and or you have wires set up, underneath your jersey, all right, that's a little bit overboard. I'm not a big fan of it. There are some other teams that have used different means of cheating in the past. Like I said, if you're on second base and you want to steal signs, I'm cool with it. Or even if you're in the dugout and you're watching, watching the base coaches, touch themselves, oh, going like this, oh, hey, oh, is it the key right here? And you pick up on a pattern and say, okay, I think the ear might be steel or something like that. I don't have a problem with that either. But when you're adding, different elements to it, banging trash cans or electronic, I do have a problem with that. So there we go. Eileen's tag team partner, Adam, finally checking in. What's up, Adam? How you doing, buddy? Are you going to the soccer game tonight, the district game? I guess your niece will be playing tonight against Tamaqua, 7 p.m. at the old Eagles Nest there in Blue Mountain High School with the brand new turf looking really nice. Pretty cool. So my prediction for this World Series, I like the Rangers to win it. I like the Rangers to win in 6, 4-2. I think it's going to be a pretty good one. So I think every game is going to be pretty close, and it's going to come down to big hits. And I feel like the Rangers have come up with some really big hits this postseason, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's my prediction: 4-2, and we'll see what happens. So Mets-wise, I've been talking World Series this whole time. Mets-wise, the Mets did waive, I guess you should say, 6 players. It was I see. That's why I take notes. This is why I take notes. Driving me nuts here. I took a picture of it. All right, I took a screenshot of it, so I'm gonna forget what it is, who they were. I do remember, a couple of them, but not every single player. So it was Anthony Kay, left-handed pitcher, right-handed pitcher, Vinny Natoli, catcher Michael Perez, utility guy Danny Mendick. That's one of the best names in baseball going here, Mendick, because I'm a juvenile. Utility player Jonathan Aruz, and outfielder Rafael Ortega. So a couple of those guys did get some playing time for the Mets this season that are kind of notable playing time, I should say. Mendick, he got some decent playing time with the Mets. Aruz, he got some playing time, and so did Ortega. So out of the 5 out of the 6 guys opted for free agency then, so they weren't claimed or anything like that. So they had the option of either returning to AAA, I believe, or going free agency. Excuse me. They chose to go free agency. Anthony Kay was picked up by the A's off of the waivers, so he's now an Oakland Athletic. So the Las Vegas Athletics of Oakland, or should I say the Oakland Athletics of Las Vegas? I don't know. So that's all I really got for the Mets. Anyway, there's not a whole lot of going on. Mets wise anyway. The managerial search continues. From what I understand, that they're going to go. They're not going to take a manager in-house. They're not going to hire anybody in-house, so they're going to be going out. So again, you look at Craig Counsell again. That's still the name. That's the big one that everybody thinks is going to get hired. Adam says yes, he is going to the game tonight. Good luck to the Lady Eagles and the boys. I guess played the game before, so good luck to the fellas. Last game they play the Allentown All-Stars next. There is no Allentown All-Stars. If you're talking about the soccer team, there's probably Allentown Central Catholic, maybe. I don't know who. Eileen, did you see Buck might be candidate for the Angels job? Well, I know Buck was looking at. He said he who was it? Was it the Angels that he said he wanted to coach? It might have been the Angels, but yeah, I did see something come up. There was a team that he said he wanted to coach. And why not the Angels? You got Mike Trout there, and you're not going to have Shohei Ohtani probably. Maybe the Angels re-sign him somehow. But Buck has a good track record of turning teams around. He hasn't been able to win a World Series or anything like that. But you look back at his career as a manager. He'll take over a team that's. Has shit records, and he turns them around in a couple seasons. He's just never able to get over that hump and get that World Series. And, by the time he leaves, the team is, starting to, go back down the tubes again, unfortunately, for them and him. So I did see that. And I now that you say the Angels, I do believe that was the team that he said he wants to coach. I'm surprised that he wants to coach at all. If I'm Buck, I just hang it up and say, the hell with it. I'm going back to TV. Things were easier then. Why are you on YouTube? So, Adam, I did mention this at the beginning of the show. Don't know 100% exactly what happened, but our master, Paul, he was informed that we are on a 3-day ban out of the box sports and Paul's personal account on the old Facebook due to community standards or whatever, Facebook jail, basically. So usually what happens is, somebody gets butthurt over something and they report it. It could be for language or something, whatever. I don't know, which is completely asinine. Anything like that. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, if you're one of those people that get offended by an opinion made or a comment made on a podcast or on a social media post, move on. Just stay away. Take your butthurt self somewhere else. Do something else. There's no reason to even go down that road. It's nonsense. It's childish. It's high schoolish. It's nonsense. So, Allentown Central Catholic. Okay, the Lady Vikings, I believe they are. Too much cursing. It's not even that, Adam. You could watch, stuff on Facebook, a reel or whatever that has all sorts of cursing in it, or you can watch a video, like, somebody can share a YouTube video that has all sorts of cursing in it. It's not the cursing. It could be. It could be somebody that's, pissed off by somebody's view or opinion. Like I said earlier, as a Mets fan, I think it's funny the Phillies lost. I really do. But as somebody that lives in Pennsylvania, fairly close to Philadelphia, I have a bunch of Philadelphia friends I have a bunch of friends that are Philadelphia fans, all sports. I feel bad for those people. I feel bad for Philly fans today because I know how they feel. But as a Mets fan, I think it's funny. So you might have some Phillies fan that either has a personal issue with Out of the Box Sports or with Paul or with whoever, saying, well, the hell with the Bat Fry, the hell with the Bat Cave. I'm going to report their ass for cursing. That's how simple it is. And, and Facebook to take this stuff seriously, that's asinine as well. So that's just my thought on it. It's not too much cursing. It's somebody being a jerk off, a douchebag, idiot, moron. So that's what that is. What was I going to say? There was something else I was going to say. I'm going to go ahead and do a sponsor reads here real quick. As soon as I get that banner off of the goddamn bottom of the screen. There we go. Nose is all stuffy again. Whenever I start talking, it starts getting stuffy. Jay Feinlaw, Jason Fine, attorney, Big Al. You can reach Big Al at 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. Jason Fine, Jay Fine Law, specializes in motor vehicle accidents, slip and falls, workman's comp, and personal injury claims. They have 3 convenient office locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey, with the office in New Jersey being located at Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 3 Greensward Lane. The number there is 856-209-5258. And in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the address is 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900, 412-365-8151 is their phone number. And in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with all those hurt feelings, they go to visit Jason Fine at his office located at 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120. The phone number there is 267-888-2980. That's Jason Fine, attorney Big Al. Make sure you mention Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, and it'll hook you up. And Monkey Colt Coffee. Go to monkeycoltcoffee.com. Get yourself some coffee. Start with the OG of the coffee here at monkeycoltcoffee.com. The bourbon chocolate chip infused coffee. Fantastic coffee. It's the OG. Then get yourself some toasted coconut rum, which is my personal favorite. I love the toasted coconut rum. And one of their newer blends, the Sumatran blend, a medium roast coffee, very good coffee. I had myself a big old thermos of that this past Sunday at my daughter's softball round robin. It was cold as hell. Wind was blowing, but the coffee was hot, and it was delicious. They also have a newer blend. The newest blend is organic blend, Peru, La Florida. I'm going to say it like a hillbilly, Peru, La Florida. That's part of their global gourmet collection. So check that out. Give that a try. Then head over to the swag shop and get yourself a T-shirt, a mug, tumbler, a cold brew pitcher, K-cup adapter, and don't forget the Paradise Rum Cake. Yes, sir. Get that Paradise Rum Cake. Delicious. Once you load up your cart and you're heading out, you're going to pay. Before you check out, before you pay, put in that promo code OOTB Sports for 10% off. The promo code, once again, is OOTB Sports for 10% off at monkeycoltcoffee.com. Then, once you're done all that, head over to dugoutmugs.com and get yourself some Christmas presents for the family. Go to dugoutmugs.com, find your favorite baseball team, the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Texas Rangers, or whoever you're digging right now. Get your mug. They have different styles, different types of mugs, a whole slew of different stuff on their website. You could also get a logo on there, like you have a company logo, a family crest, if those things are still exist, from like the 13th century England or something, like a family crest. This is our crest. This is what we go by. Yum, 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 yum. Get your crest put on a dugout mug, or you have like a picture of a cat or something, like your kitten mittens or boots or whatever you're going to call them, or patches. Patches is a pretty good kitten name. Get a picture of your kitten put on a dugout mug. Pretty sweet. And once you get your kitten put on a dugout mug, Boots, head over to the checkout and you put in that promo code OOTB Sports 20 for 20% off. The promo code once again is OOTB Sports 20 at dugoutmugs.com. Hey, got a comment here? Yuki Matsui. The internet rumors said slugger Adam Duvall is talking to the Mets. Should the Mets not sign him because Adam is 35 years old? Yes, I do believe the Mets should not sign Adam Duvall because he is 35 years old. And I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like he's one of those hitters that's a low average, decent amount of home runs, but strikes out a lot kind of guy. I could be wrong. I could be thinking of somebody totally different. But from what I remember, that's the type of player he is, and we don't need another one of those players. I feel like the Mets should be focusing on bullpen and starting pitching. You're hearing names like Tyler Glasnow, Blake Snell, the dude in Cleveland, Guardians, Indians, Guardians. I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head, but you're hearing his name as well. The Glass now is not the hottest commodity, though. You already have Philly fans. I seen Big Mike Loro. I think it was Mike Loro posting. Now Phillies go after Tyler Glass now. It's going to be quite a few teams going after Tyler Glass now. So, but yeah, I don't think they should be signing Adam Duvall. I don't think they should be looking for too many people for their lineup. Period. They had some of those guys had a down year, average wise, production wise. Just expect to bounce back, and if you don't get that bounce back, look then. That's my thoughts on it. We do have some young guys that we got through trades that we can use as nice trade pieces, or we can use them to develop them and bring them up, which is I'm more of a fan for, because there seems to be a couple guys that have some pretty decent potential, like Acuna, Gilbert. You have Jet Williams still coming up. You hear a lot of great things about Jet Williams. So we'll see what happens, though. I'm not a huge fan of signing somebody like Adam Duvall. Or what's Tim Anderson? I think he's White Sox. I think he's looking to get out. I feel like I don't think he's a free agent. I think he's looking to get traded. But I think he's a fairly young kind of guy. That's something I would be all right if the Mets kind of looked at, kicked the tires on a little bit. I wouldn't be too hurt with that. He's kind of an attitude issue there, but whatever. Go ahead and do the show reads before I get my ass out of here. A pretty quick show. It's just under an hour right here. So I don't have the new schedule on here. So I'll kind of just go through from the last one last week. I don't know if it's the same or not. But I think extra innings, I think they may be on tonight. I know they weren't on or were they on Monday? I don't know. So you'll have College Football Frenzy. You'll have Dem 215 Boys tonight at 9:30. Thursday, the weekly Pick'em show. Good stuff there. You have Paul and Danny picking games. Kind of have a competition there. Friday morning. So this is where it gets squirrely for me anyway. I'll be doing the Silver and Black Lair, my Raiders and LA Kings, talking pigskin the puck. I'll be doing that Friday morning at 10 a.m. I'm going to see how that kind of goes, see what the viewers kind of look like there, if I get some decent viewership. Maybe I'll keep it Friday mornings if it looks all right. Then Saturday, you'll have the Golden Dome podcast with Paul. Then 11 p.m. Saturday is when the Atomic Drop podcast is going to be. 11 p.m. Saturday is the Atomic Drop podcast. So adjust your schedules accordingly. And then Sunday, you'll have the Big Blue Power Hour talking New York Giants football. You can check us out Facebook. Well, not today. Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Twitch. We're also on Instagram and TikTok. I need to do more TikToks. I kind of been slacking with making promo videos. I enjoy making promo videos. It's just I've been struggling lately. I'm tired. Just finding time. Adam wants to know, will Al shows be on YouTube? I don't know who Al is. No, I know you mean Adam. Yeah, all shows will be on YouTube. All shows will be on Twitter. So if you're not getting it on Facebook, like I said, it should be back in a day or two. But they're always on YouTube at Out of the Box Sports, and also on Twitter. Out of the box, you punch in Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, and it'll pop up. I'm not sure exactly what the handle is for Out of the Box Sports on Twitter. I'm going to look it up right now, and I'm going to keep talking, so I'm not having any dead air time. I know Paul did mention that he'd like to do a movie show, like movie reviews and stuff. And I know I expressed interest. I'd like to do that with Paul, and every once in a while. I can't do that every week but occasionally I can get on and we can do a movie review and stuff. That'd be a lot of fun, I think. So it's so on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it, the handle for Out of the Box Sports is your little @ symbol, OOT Box Sports. So go to @OOT Box Sports on X. You'll find the shows there as well. So make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel, please. Hit that notification bell. Follow us on Twitter. It's much appreciated. Well, thanks, guys, for checking the show out. That's all I have for today. Like I said, not a whole lot of Mets talk today. I was talking a bit of World Series there, but that's the big news in baseball right now. Yuki Matsui says, one last comment, LOL, Scherzer makes me happy to see him stink. It does me too. He's a dickhead. I can't stand him. But I like the Rangers. I want to see the Rangers win. So Tommy Pham has played well for the Diamondbacks, for the most part. So I mean, I'm kind of on the fence how I feel about Tommy Pham. He's had some issues with different people in the past. Trying to fist fight. I can't think of his name right now. From San Francisco Giants, but he wasn't with the Giants when it happened, I don't think. But Tommy Pham walked over and either slapped him or punched him in the mouth, all because of fantasy football. It's like get the hell out of here with that. What's the matter with you? This isn't how society works, Tommy Pham. You just don't go around hitting people when they talk trash about your fantasy football team. What's the matter with you? And Eileen says, I don't want Scherzer to get a ring. He already has a couple. So, again, it doesn't – he's a dickhead. Dickheads win. Nice guys finish last. Dickheads get the glory. So, if you want to teach your kids a lesson, tell them to be a dickhead and you'll be fine. Don't do that. Dickhead kids are the worst. So that's all I have for today. Thank you, everybody, for checking the show out. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for listening to my rambling. Real quick before I get out of here, I wanted to give a shout out to a couple great kids that I know. Had a birthday yesterday, twins. Sarah McGrath and Robbie McGrath, her brother, both turning 14. Happy birthday, guys. I used to coach Sarah with the Not Your Average Janes. I miss those girls terribly. But happy birthday, Sarah. Robbie did the Game Changer app all the time, and he's always around, having a good time with us. So happy birthday, Robbie and Sarah, 14 years old. So that's all I got for today. I will see you guys Friday, 10 a.m. Remember, Friday, 10 a.m., the Silver and Black Lair, and Saturday, 11 p.m., the Atomic Drop podcast talking WWE wrestling. All right, here we go. One more. Mad Dog Russo talk here from Yuki Matsui. He says, Mad Dog Russo vows to retire if the D-backs won Game 7 last night. Will he retire? No, he will not retire. I get a kick. I don't listen to a whole lot of Mad Dog Russo. When I do hear him, I get a kick out of him. Just like his voice, like the accent, and just listen to go on and on and on. I get a kick out of him. I like Mad Dog Russo. He's good at what he does. He has a gimmick. He's good at what he does. So I like him. All right, and for the Bat Cave, tune in again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, and let's go Mets. See you later. Thank you.